today talking to my colleague Tedde van Gelderen from Akendi, Canada. Hello, Tedde.
Hey, Jeff.
So I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the book that you've just written. Could you tell us a little bit about it and what prompted you to write it in the first place?
Yeah, so Experience Thinking is the title of the book, and the subtitle is Creating Connected Experiences. And the gist of the book is really about setting down a framework that I've been talking in for over many years now with our clients around how to create holistic end-to-end experiences. And the notion that experiences don't end or start really with just a product or a service, but need to be taken holistically from the overall organization perspective, which is not a new idea in itself, but it's very much a struggle for many companies to create a process around that will connect the brand, the marketing, the customer thinking around it and customer engagement, the product and UI and UX thinking, the service design thinking, as well as the content and content strategy thinking. And those are the four major areas: brand, product, service, and content, that I describe in the book in that framework. And it should help any team, anybody who is trying to create those really connected experiences, to help them guide that in a way that's going to make more sense. And that's really what we do as a company, but also what the book is really trying to put down.
I mean, it sounds like a fairly all-encompassing proposition, if you like.
Yeah.
So I think the challenge for me reading it was to think, is this something that I'm capable of as an individual? Is this about almost superhumanism, or is this more about collaboration?
I think it is very much about collaboration, and I think it's about and that's why the subtitle is Connected Experiences. I think every team in organizations really tries to make the best effort and really create intentional experiences that they think is going to work out well for their users or customers. And what the reality is that we all suffer from that, is that the silos that still exist in a lot of organizations also exist at the experience level. And so the book is really a framework to help create those connections, both at the process and procedure level, as well as just at an organizational level, to say we can get organized better around creating that holistic end-to-end experience that we all love and crave. But we need to get better at organizing ourselves. And so you don't end up having teams to focus primarily on the customer experience, and then other teams and engineering teams often primarily focusing on the user experience, and they don't work well together or not well enough together. And that's what we really try to do, and partly it's because they don't know how to talk to each other. And so the framework really provides this vocabulary, this terminology, and this process to a degree to say, okay, this is how I work, this is how you work. Can we really connect those bits better?
Right. And so, once we're all speaking this common language and understanding this common framework, what do you think the impact is on organizations and teams, or maybe even on society?
Well, I think it's a continuation of the growth that I see in the experience world, is that more and more companies are getting UX, getting CX, and getting that connectedness, but they are struggling to formalize that in the organizational structure. And so what I see as a way forward is that more and more companies, when they talk about the chief experience officer, that they don't talk primarily about the customer experience side, but they're talking about the real end-to-end experience. And those chief customer experience officers are really helping to bridge the gap between those different islands and silos that are there. And the framework in the book really tries to help with that, and to say, ultimately, yes, we're all in it for the same goals, but how do we connect better with each other? That's something that I see still a big opportunity for a lot of organizations.